Moving on, and no one likes to work weekends, but if you have to, isn't it fair enough that you make a bit of extra cash when you do it? Well, some people don't think so. George Columbaris, the nation's favourite foodie. Top bloke, nice guy, but overnight, something changed. Old Georgie boy came out swinging, slamming penalty rates enforced under the government's Fair Work policy. As it stands, restaurateurs have to pay wait staff up to $40 an hour on Sundays. This means businesses struggle to make ends meet.
Why should we be penalised for a Sunday if they want to work on a Sunday?
Having to shell out top dollar to staff the joint is also driving up the cost of eating out.
What happens is, what we need to do is put our prices up. Now, are you willing to come into a restaurant and pay $70 for a steak?
Penalty rates are designed to compensate people who work weekends and holidays, while the rest of us get to hang out with friends and family. But some industries are focused on the leisure and tourist dollar. So is the broader protection of workers' rights eating into profits? Get it? And leaving a bad taste in the boss's mouth. See what I did there? Oh, God, I hate myself. Bill Shorten is the Minister for Workplace Relations. Bill, not everyone works 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. It's not the 60s anymore. Why not loosen the reins so people can negotiate a little so it all just works better?
Well, people can still negotiate with their employees, but what we're not going to do is allow people to cut low-paid workers' wages even further. I mean, a waiter the minimum wage is $15.51. Even an experienced waiter, the award is $16.57. If you work on a Sunday and you're a full-time waiter, your loading's only 50%, so it's $24.
But the hospitality week is different to the manufacturing week, it's different to the retail week or the teaching week. Can't we have a more sophisticated system that caters to particular industries?
Well, in Australia, hospitality workers are the third lowest group of workers in terms of pay already. So there's not a lot of hospitality workers driving big European cars. It is a 7-day-a-week industry, I get that, but on balance, the hospitality industry is still only paying relatively modest dollars for people to come and work. Also, as a lot of people have said to me today, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. If you're not, most people are not going to work Sundays for much less than $24 an hour.
Well, you acknowledge it's a 7-day-a-week industry, it's a 24/7 world. Isn't the idea of Saturdays, Sundays, weekends being sacrosanct slightly outdated?
No, I think most of us, even if we work weekends, you guys work weekends, I work weekends, but we get paid a reasonable salary. But if you're going to be away from your family, if you're not going to have your weekend and you're paid $15 an hour, I mean, would you want your kids working on a Sunday night for $15 an hour? I wouldn't.
But isn't a low-paid job better than no job at all? We've got to keep these industries going.
Oh, yeah, but the idea that you cut someone's minimum wage, I don't buy the argument that we've got to engage in a race to the bottom. I don't want to see Australian services operating like America, where people have to make their living by relying on tips. We've had a minimum wage in Australia for a long time. I don't buy the argument from some very successful people, and I rate George Columbaris as an entrepreneur and as an entertainer and as a chef. But why is it when some people get really successful, they say the only way that success can be maintained is by making poor people poorer?
I appreciate where you're coming from, Bill, and you are a well-paid politician, and that's great. But I think there's a new job in your future, mate. I saw it on the weekend. Let's have a look what you really love doing.
Yeah.
It's lighting fireworks, basically, and just say, look how much you love it, mate. You love your own work. I mean, is that Sunday? Did you get paid to do that?
No, I'd probably do that for free, to be fair.
you would have got used to that in cabinet meetings, wouldn't you, Bill?
I do the fireworks, and George Columbaris does them today anyway. We're all amateur pyrotechnicians.
Thanks very much for your time tonight, Minister.
Thanks, guys. See you.